Islam, Shalom, Hola, Aloha, Osio, Bonjour, Assalamu Alaikum. This is your brother Zach Bay, Indigenous American Moor, coming to you live in full effect. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell down below so you can be notified whenever I'm dropping new content. Leave a comment and interact with me. Thank you, I really do appreciate your viewership. Let's jump into another episode of Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. Let's hit it, fam. Alright. Starting off with trade secret. A plan or process, tool, mechanism, or compound known only to its owner and those of his employees to whom it is necessary to confide in. Alright, so trade secret, you could think of like the Coca-Cola formula, other trade secrets like the concoction that makes like OxyClean, just formulas, processes, like I said, in order to make like a product or something that's necessary for sort of like a custom design or a custom process that somebody is keeping secret in order for their product to be unique, so they can keep that that brand recognition type of thing. It's completely legal. I remember when I first learned of like trade secrets and how the FDA was pretty much charges companies to start listing their ingredients. All right, so once that happened and companies and corporations started listing like ingredients of food, I thought that would put an end to like the trade secrets aspect. But it's good to know that some things can remain like a secret, and so you can actually make your custom wares, and you can have some sort of privacy when it comes to actually being a producer other than a consumer. So as far as trade secrets, that's pretty much how it is. Hopefully you understand. A little breakdown, overstand and understand. But next, let's move on to trader. One who makes it his business to buy merchandise, goods, or chattel to sell the same at a profit. All right, so that made me think of how it really says like merchandise, goods, or chattel. All right, so when you think of like any type of trader, a trader of goods, or like the slave trade, she already put chattel in there, so like chattel property, human capital, and that's pretty much self-explanatory. Next, trading. All right, engaging in trade, pursuing the business or occupation of trade or of a trader. Pretty much similar. One is like clearly one is like the verb. So yeah, being a trader and trading is very good. Actually, I think we should actually bring this type of activity back, other than just purchasing with fiat currency. We could set up like a trading system where people can trade merchandise and goods, even services, in order to lessen our reliance on fiat debt notes, any kind of currency that's backed, that's not backed by gold or silver or minerals. So that's something we can do to actually keep our freedom, actually engaging in trade and engaging in like a barter system as a whole, or even as like a small group of dedicated people, just in case something happens. That network can spread and broaden. All right, let's continue right along here. Traffic. See exactly what traffic is. All right. Commerce. All right. So that's the type of traffic mainly. We're talking about commerce, the moving of goods, services, finance, things of that nature. So it says trade, sale, or exchange of merchandise, bills, money, and alike. The passing of goods or commodities from one person to another for an equivalent in goods or money. All right, so that's traffic. When trade and sales and buying and everything is going on, a economy is moving. That's when you can refer to that as traffic. It's commerce. People are selling, people are exchanging, goods are being moved, things are being exchanged for other things of equivalent value. That's traffic. This is the type of activity you want a successful and prosperous society to have. You want it to have this type of traffic. All right, moving along here. Transaction. The acting of transacting or conducting any business, negotiation, management, proceeding that which is done, an affair. All right, that's pretty self-explanatory. The fact that, when a transaction happens, a deal is made. So it's usually some type of benefit that goes both ways, from one party to another, and it's normally mutually beneficial when a transaction is made. So, acting in transaction and conducting any business, negotiation, and even management. See, that which is done an affair. So, it's pretty much just handling your business, doing a proper transaction, maybe drawing up a contract or something like that, maybe producing some type of receipt of sale, bill of sale, true bill, something of that nature, just to prove that, a negotiation and a transaction did in fact take place. All right, let's keep moving. Transfer tax. All right, let's read this one. A tax upon the passing of title to property or a valuable interest therein out of or from the estate of a descendant by inheritance. All right, so it's kind of like a inheritance tax almost. When goods or title of something is transferred, normally there's a type of fee that happens. It doesn't necessarily always have to take place, because something like a title or a bill or something can be transferred from one person to another free and clear. In that case, it could be considered a gift, which would remove the obligation of a said transfer tax. That's why when some people do a transfer of title, funds or goods or something like that, you make sure that in the stipulation, in the contract or receipt, that it's titled as a gift. Therefore, you can skip over this imposed transfer tax. You can think of it as far as if a loved one dies, when it says a descendant of an estate. All right, so a loved one dies or passes, and their estate is broken up, and it might go through something called probate if the said person doesn't have a will or a trust set up in order to handle their affairs accordingly. So you might have to involve the help of an attorney, a probate attorney, which does the transfer tax, helps you transfer the title of goods, bank accounts, true property, real property, from one individual to another, from the deceased to the heirs. And normally, a probate attorney or a type of gestator will take a tax, some sort of fee for their time And I believe the states also regulate the transfer from a deceased to a living heir, and they also levy a tax on that type of transfer of goods. If you do not have a last will and testament, or even better, a trust set up to take care of your affairs. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. But that's simple transfer tax. And let's go down to this one. Transferable, a term used in a quasi-legal sense to indicate that the character of assignability or negotiability attaches to the particular instrument, or that it may pass from hand to hand, carrying all rights of the original holder. All right. And then the words not transferable are sometimes printed upon a ticket, a receipt, or a bill of land to show the same will not be good in the hands of any other person other than the one to whom first issued. All right, so hopefully that makes sense to you. Transferable, and then it breaks down a little bit of non-transferable. So some goods or some deeds, some land patents may have a non-transferable clause, meaning say there was a land patent that was issued to American Indian descendants. So say there were in that contract there was a clause saying this land or this deed cannot be transferred to a Negro or a black or something like that. Or it could even say non-transferable to like a female heir or something like that, which means there would have to be a male heir to actually claim said property, and for it to actually be transferable. All right, those are just some examples I pulled off the top of my head, but hopefully that makes sense when it comes to transferable or non-transferable, when it comes to tickets, receipts or bills, things of that nature. All right, almost closing out here. I don't want to make this video too long, but I want to cover this one again. Travel. Exactly what is travel? To go to and from one place to another at a distance. To journey, spoken or voluntary change of place. All right, traveling is a protected right by the Constitution in the pursuit of happiness. All right, so we have the right to travel as free, unincorporated, unenfranchised, living flesh and blood people. We have the right to travel. We have the right to move. We have the right to traverse in any way and means that a living flesh and blood person is able to do, in any form of conveyance, our legs, any type of locomotion that we can use to actually move, to actually travel. We have the full right and freedom to do so, guaranteed by the Constitution of the Constitution for the United States of America Republic. All right, no ifs, ands, buts about this. They might try to, if policy enforcers, other people who do not have a grasp or understanding or want to control your movement will try to tell you that we do not have a right to travel, or if we have a right to travel, that right is limited to our own ligaments or our own form of locomotion, not entailing like a automobile or a so-called motor vehicle or some type of mechanical conveyance. They'll try to limit us to not being able to use a type of mechanical conveyance, saying that, oh, you're only allowed to use a horse and buggy or something like that, or you're only allowed to walk. You can travel, but you have to walk. You can travel, but you have to use a horse and buggy. You can travel, but you have to use your own power. You can't use anything with any type of mechanism or mechanical conveyance. No, that's not how it works. It's not how it works at all right? But let's continue to move along here. Last definition of this video: traveler. All right, similar to travel and traveler. What is a traveler? Who is a traveler? One who passes from place to place, whether for pleasure, instruction, business, or health. All right, so traveling, being travel and being a traveler, traveling, it's all protected by the Constitution for the United States of America Republic. No matter what, we have the right to travel. We have a right to move. We have a right to traverse. It's God-given. It's a protected right that wasn't granted to us by any government, but it's protected. It's granted to us by the Most High God, and it's protected by the governments. All right, that's how rights work. That's how all of our rights work. Our rights are not guaranteed, are not granted by any governmental entity or any power. Our rights are granted and guaranteed by the Most High God, and they are protected by the governments that we, the people, put in place. All right. Hopefully this made sense. Hopefully these definitions will find you well. Thank you for joining me once again. This is your brother Zach Bay. Peace.